We're off on a road trip to Maine, going to Acadia. I have full self-driving going. Gonna see if there are any updates in the past 2 years, but on Hardware 3, I don't believe that there are. So the first stop is in Lowell, Mass. I'm actually meeting a subscriber to give him some of my old floor mats and sunshades that I don't use anymore, because I've gotten upgraded versions. And then we're actually going to New Hampshire to do some brewery hopping, spending the night there, and then going over to the coastal Maine Botanic Garden, and then to Bar Harbor. Made it to Massachusetts. Either it slowed down for a work zone, or it just saw the other cars slowing down for a work zone. Make a good time on hurry. Cut 3 minutes off the ETA, and the battery percentage state of charge on arrival has not gone down. Though you probably can't see, the car is doing some ping-ponging, just slight movements of the steering wheel back and forth for no real reason. Just hold the line, please. That's a wide load. A house. Now that's how you get good gas mileage. You drive really slowly behind a house. Super close to the house. It's apparently a wide load day. It's 3 houses being moved. We're merging onto I-90 now. It said there's a work zone, so I put the car into standard. But then there are more houses being moved up ahead. Maybe this is part of one of the other houses.
And curtains and lights.
Sure, there's a lot of truck traffic today. I'm not sure if it's smart to get over right next to a truck. I forgot to set a trip for this drive, so my current drive, let's say it's 80 miles, getting decent 1 hours per mile for air conditioning on, but I'll add a trip. It's a new trip. I'm going to call it
Steering wheel.
Maine. There we go. So now I'm properly recording. I'll just have to add that 80 miles into the trip. Hour and 12 minutes. It does a horrible job in stop and go traffic. When there's a gap, it'll just drive really quickly to fill it up and then brake hard. And drive really quickly to fill it up and brake hard. That's something that really needs improvement. So I have to drive manually in stop and go traffic, where it would be the most useful to have FSD. We're approaching the first stop. The state of charge estimation when we left was 52%. And I've been on hurry 90% of the drive, 99, maybe 95% on the drive. Yet it's gone up to 55% state of charge. Directly on our way, right off the exit. You mind holding, just point it out. Slow down earlier, please. Had to use friction brakes there. It shouldn't ever use friction brakes.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, that was just a sudden slam on the brakes for no reason.
Want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Oh, hellos.
So many potholes. That was a late merge into the lane.
Oh, it actually avoided
so
more than I thought it would.
Alright, I made it to the charger. There was only one spot left that wouldn't be splitting power here. So I was able to get that, and I ran into my new friend here.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Brian? So I met Brian online on Marketplace. He was selling a couple of items. I was so glad and happy. We did great business together. Also, if I was you out there, I'd definitely come to Brian whenever you need him for any questions or anything about Teslas. He's really great with questions. And I was very happy and pleased with our business. And I'm looking forward to doing more business with him. And I'm so thankful that he came down and met me here in Lowell, Massachusetts. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, it was great that I was able to meet you too.
Yeah,
It's a pleasure.
Keep on rocking, Tesla.
Yeah. Well, we made it into New Hampshire, and we hit 40,000 miles on the car. We just hit a 35-mile-an-hour speed limit sign, but yet the car was going 70 still. We hit it a little while ago. It's going awfully fast for this toll. I'm slowing down manually.
Whoa. Speed limit's 25.
I set the max speed to 14. Alright, we have another toll here, $1 toll. Should be going to the left for Easy Pass. I guess this one doesn't have a toll booth, so it'll do a much better job. Cars ahead are slowing down. We're passing in the toll booth lane here. Speed limit 65, going 70 only because of other cars. If there were no other cars here, I imagine we'd be going 80 through the toll booth. But it handled that one much better since it's actually a travel lane instead of a toll booth you have to squeeze through. So I had to take over because it was going wild off the exit, but gas is $4.50 a gallon, and the chargers are nice and empty.
Doggy.
I'm getting a halfway decent charge at 50%, 54% state of charge. 124 kilowatts. It'd be great if it was doing more, but that is what Tesla does. I'm going to charge up high here. I'm pretty close to my destination, only 12 minutes away, but I want to get there with as high a state of charge as I can because I'm doing a long trip into Maine tomorrow, and I don't want to stop early in the day. So I'm taking care of the charge here now, and there should be no sales tax, I imagine, in New Hampshire too. These people have a nice adventure ahead of them, I guess. It's nice that the chargers are at the rest stop here, unlike New Jersey that ripped out the Tesla chargers. And they have the solar panels all over the roof, facing due south. That's not powering the chargers at all, but it's certainly powering the common man. We got our first brewery, the Woodstock Inn Brewery, our delicious looking beers. And the Woodstock Inn Brewery has one free charging spot with an Aria charging. It's nice of them. And our beers here came in a shot ski. Now we're on our way to the Coastal Maine Botanic Garden. We have about a 2-hour and 50-minute drive, and the right door pillar camera is blocked because of dew this morning. So I can't use full self-driving yet until it clears out some. But we're supposed to get there at 36% state of charge. And they have free level 2 charging there, so that'll be nice. So it just took a few minutes, and really once we got on the highway, I guess there was enough wind to dry off the cameras, so we're back in full self-driving. It's driving way too close to the yellow line with all this oncoming traffic. See, right now we're closer to the oncoming traffic than we are to the white line. So I just want the ability to nudge the car over by turning the steering wheel, like some systems have. I think Blue Cruise has that, and some others. Or at least it should be smart enough to know to hug the line. So I have to get it over, I have to disengage and just drive manually. Let's see how it handles this rotary. Just picking the proper lane to go straight. Definitely some cars coming, so we can't go now. Perfect. And I'll be exiting the rotary. I could not have done a better job myself. We're about to go over the Piscataqua River Bridge. I didn't practice that at all. To go from New Hampshire into Maine.
There's Portsmouth.
Made it to Maine. And it's a super bumpy bridge. There was a crash on the other side of the road. It looks like it's cleared now, but there sure is traffic. All these people are heading south on 95, or whatever this road is, 295. Some of them heading into Portland for work. I think they're going to be late. Now we're going over the Sagatahoc Bridge. No, the Carlton Bridge. Canton, I don't know.
Carlton.
Doing the Carlton. There's pretty water out there. Just can't see it. That's a big lobster. Full self-driving is driving way too close to the car in front. Actually just backed up a tiny bit, but now it's getting way too close again. It's not the Subaru's fault we're going under the speed limit. It's the truck up there. Made it to Coastal Maine Botanic Garden with 36% state of charge left. I had to drive the last like 15 minutes because the car was tailgating way too much. Our next stop after here, we'd get there at 6%, but there are free chargers at the gardens here. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 chargers. They are Tesla chargers with the J1772 adapter included. So it works for all cars. All right, let's see what we're working with here. Blue, it's thinking. Apparently it's 7 amp charging. That's very slow. I'll see if another one is any faster. Alright, the other charger on the same post is getting 16 amps. So that's much better. wasn't the fastest charge, but got us up to 50%. That's not too bad. Our next stop will be at 20%. Well, we're having lunch on the way though. Made it to Momo's with 15% state of charge. Charging up behind a Hannaford. 1C wasn't working, so I'm at 1B and charging up enough to spend our time in Bar Harbor and then leave with plenty of charge left still. While we're charging, we're eating our Momo's cheesecake. Reese's and a cannoli. Reese's cheesecake, cannoli cheesecake.
Okay.
We charged up to 83% and are now on our way to the hotel in Bar Harbor. Now a hot lobster roll, a blueberry pie, and clam chowder. Right by the ocean. Hiking around Jordan Pond Lake. The fog is rolling in. So I had a good hike at Acadia. Gonna do more tomorrow and more the next day. Tomorrow's Cadillac Mountain. That'll be a big one. So today I'm just at College of the Atlantic. They have Clipper Creek chargers, 2 over there and 2 over there. Problem is I first tried this one and there's no lights on, so it didn't work. But over here, I was able to get it to reach from number 4 there, all the way over to my car. Nice long reach on them. So they have 3 or 4 here, and then farther up north on the campus, they have 2 more. They say they are free on PlugShare, but they have a suggested donation of $10 an hour. I'm able to watch the Travelers Championship on YouTube TV while charging up. I'm getting a good 240 volts. That's the maximum that this Model 3 could take. It's 32 amps and it's doing a full 240. We made it through the fog to the top of Cadillac Mountain. cut happy hour onion rings and happy hour beer from Good Fire. The charging was so nice, I'm doing it twice. At this time, there's no one here, but I'm getting 32 miles an hour. If I were to pay $10 an hour, that's more than, so 1 gallon of gas for a car would easily get 32 miles. It's $10 a gallon, a little steep. A short walk to the pier at the College of the Atlantic while you're charging up gets you this view. You're this close to Bar Harbor, you can even walk into town from here. Their maintenance building has a whole lot of solar panels. Quite shady late in the day. And then they have 2 other level 2 chargers. There's a 32 amp single one and apparently a 32 amp double charger. Yeah, you can see 2 lights are on the one on the left. They have just a little bit of solar. Clearly doesn't affect the charging, but offsets it a little bit. But it's nice to have all these level 2 32 amp chargers. Here's the view from the Great Head Trail. And back there is Sand Beach where the hike started, and above it is Beehive that I am not doing. The top of Gorn Mountain has some good views, but there are better panoramic views elsewhere. It's a nice 360 view. There's Gorham Mountains Peak right there. The Mosley Cottage Inn and Town Motel is a great place to stay if you have an EV. It's very beautiful here. But they also they don't have level 2 charging, but they do have a level 1 outlet right off the parking lot. You can drape your level 1 mobile adapter to your car without inconveniencing people if you park in the spot right in front of it. I just learned that if you turn on the wipers from the passenger seat with no one in the driver's seat, they don't go. Interesting fact. And that the steering wheel will turn on in the middle of the summer. That is super annoying. Okay. So we had a great time in Bar Harbor and Acadia. We're getting amazing watt hours per mile here. That's for the whole trip. Since somewhere in Massachusetts, about an hour into the trip. So we've been driving about 11 hours and 45 minutes. I'll have to add that all together. So on the way home, we're going to be stopping at Treehouse Brewing Company in Tewksbury. They have a location I haven't been to. And this is super annoying that we're going to stop in Portland in 3 hours, and it seems like it's preconditioning already. But anyway, there's just one stop in Portland. We're going to charge up a lot more than that because they're going to go home from Treehouse. So we're headed out of Bar Harbor now. There's very little traffic, so full self-driving shouldn't have an issue. Although, is there a table in the road or something? No, it's just wet. I'm sure I'm going to be turning this off very soon because there are some manhole covers and potholes. On the way in, I used full self-driving quite a bit until about an hour and a half before Bar Harbor because it saw some tire tracks on the road and slammed on its brakes really hard. So I drove manually from there. We'll see if I'm able to use full self-driving half the time coming home. It really needs to stay closer to the white line than to the yellow line, especially when there are cars coming. We've been camped out in the left lane for way too long now. Passed someone like 5 minutes ago, and it's still camped out in the left lane. There are cars behind us. One person got over behind us. Hasn't passed us yet, though. Again, it's camping out in the left lane, so I will signal to get back over, and it listens and gets back over, but it violently merges into the lane instead of a gentle ease into the lane.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Oh boy, that's a good one.
Got a bad mosquito bite on one of the hikes. My hand's all inflamed. So with FSD, I could drive with an ice pack on my hand. About to roll into the Freeport supercharger. Our state of charge estimation when we left was 14%. It got up to 17% and then is now 11%. It was as low as 10%. Seems like they should work on that a little bit. Here are the superchargers. There's some in the shade. Maybe it'll back into one of these in the shade automatically. Whoa, it's thinking about it. But it just can't go in reverse. So can I pick one of the spots? I'm telling it to go in the spot. I have to take it out of full self-driving. And then I could pick a spot. Nice and slowly now. 8 maneuvers, please. We're here at 12%. So I need about 27% to make it to my next charger. Level 2 chargers here. Looks like one is available. Rivian chargers at one end, and then the Tesla chargers. Now it's time to try to find the bathroom in LL Bean. So right across from the chargers there are porta potties. We're going to try to find the bathroom inside. So just in a few minutes we got up to 59%. Here's a pro tip. Right from the chargers, if you walk straight across the street, the bathrooms are very close by in the hunting and fishing building. And now I'm going to navigate to the Iona charging station in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I've never been to an Iona before. Physical top quote, remember? Iana at Whole Foods in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I see the Chargers. It's pretty crowded here. Whoa! Which one? It was going to go on to the other side. So these are NACs here. Here I am at Iana. There are 6 Chargers, each with 2 handles. I at first pulled in forward, but the cord didn't reach across the car back, but it'll reach fine to the front of the car, pulling in straight on. But the screen's on the other side. I'm going to do 4B. Let's see. Step 1 is plug in your vehicle. Let's do that. They have these long cords, the nice cable management up at the top there. A little heavier than the Tesla cords. Oh, I'm gonna use my other hand here. There we go, got that in. Oh look, you can pay by an app. So 4, make sure I'm on 4B. 4B. Screen wasn't super responsive. There we go, now it's approved. Now we're charging. Do I press a button? Does cancel the charge? Active sessions. 4B is going, so I'm gonna select. They're both NACs. Select NACs. Should be 4B. They should label that. When you go to active sessions, select next, select next. It should be select 4A, select 4B. I don't expect a very fast charge, being that I'm at a higher state of charge. But 39 cents per kilowatt hour is a lot better than the 47 at the Freeport Tesla charger. That's what I charged it up to. How much it cost? $8.88. Made it to Treehouse with a 50% state of charge, just as it had predicted. Our stop at Treehouse, and we also had ice cream across the street. It was very nice. We're headed back home now. That was our final stop of our vacation. We're supposed to get home with a 4% state of charge, but it says stay below 63 to reach, and I'm not doing that, so I'm sure I'll be stopping somewhere along the way. There are many superchargers from which to choose. Just don't know which one I want to stop at yet. Stopped at the Charlton I-90 westbound Travel Plaza. There are, I think, 12 chargers. There's a Lucid over here, and a Mach-E charging. There was a Tesla charging. It's only 41 cents per kilowatt hour. We're just going to get a few percentage points here so that I get home with maybe, I don't know, We got home with 10% instead of the 5% it's saying, maybe 15%. I'm sure I'll work down some of it though. I go in a little fast. I think that's the start of the road being closed, even though I didn't notice anything going the other way. But the highway is completely closed going the other way.